Welcome back. This is Tennessee Tuesdays, episode number 9. What's that in Spanish?
Nueve.
Very good. This is my little third-year Spanish speaker, soon to be fourth.
No.
So, different face here. Y'all are used to Babs. She wasn't here last week. This week, I thought she was going to be able to do it, but she's been personal training like crazy and is just caught up. So, I thought it'd be fun to have Taylor along.
Hello.
Taylor's very soft-spoken for some reason right now, so I have to keep watching her levels just to make sure she's not going to go overboard. But I thought it'd be fun to have her on just to give the kid perspective of what's going on in Tennessee. What's it like in Tennessee right now?
Rainy at the moment.
Rainy at the moment?
Yeah.
And by the way, we don't have any tequila, obviously, because there's children here. So maybe we'll have tequila next week. But just to clear that one up. So it's rainy. It was a little rainy. It's not bad. It's cleared off now. Did you train? You trained today in the rain?
Yep.
How was that?
It was a little cold.
A little cold?
Yeah.
So it's interesting because like when you get into these periods, you get cold fronts that come in, and that's what brings like the thunderstorms and these rain showers. So we had a cold front come in. We have another one coming in Friday. But it's nice because it cools it off a little bit. But it definitely feels muggy outside, I'd say.
Yeah, very.
So how was school this last year? You were a sophomore.
A sophomore, yes. It was fun. It was probably one of my easiest years, honestly. Like, I had a mix of classes. It was in between hard and easy, so it was good.
What was your favorite class?
Probably algebra, because I really did good in that class.
Ugh, this is not my child.
Finished with a 99.
You got, what'd you get, 95 on all your finals?
Yeah.
Like
on
every final?
Every single final was a 95.
That's pretty impressive. Straight A's this year?
Yeah.
I don't think I ever got a year of straight A's. Very proud of you. That's a big accomplishment, so.
We're trying.
Had some honors classes in there.
Yeah.
Any honors next year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honors, I think history, math, and science.
And what classes back here compared to California? What do you think? Easier? How are the teachers?
The teachers are a lot more involved, I'd say. The classes aren't necessarily like... I feel like they're a little bit harder, but they seem easier because you have teachers who actually care, whereas in California it was more of just like, I'm here to get paid, I get a summer vacation, and here's your work.
Now, do you think that also comes with higher class sizes, though, back in California?
Yeah,
Teachers have the chance to actually talk to you and work with you now?
I think it could be a little bit of that, but honestly, there's still 25-ish kids in each class out here, so I think it's more of just a caring thing. Like, 5 more kids could be more work, but it's also, you could put in that extra bit of effort just to help.
Right. As far as students and kids and overall pretty good group of kids, you think?
Way more respectful, 100%. Yeah. Always, like, everything is yes, ma'am, no, sir, like, very proper. Of course you're going to have the kids that aren't, like, the greatest, like the rebels that rebel, but that comes with everywhere. I mean, you're going to get it anywhere you go.
What about school safety? You feel safe at school?
Oh, yeah. I mean, not only does our school look like a prison because it's all indoors, it's really safe. Like, they take it really serious. They go over fire drills probably once a month, intruder safety, everything like that. So they take it real serious here.
What, no, we never had active shooter training, or do they call it intruder safety? Is that what they call it?
They call it like active shooter / intruder readiness, I guess. I don't really know.
So just with everything that's going on, how do those drills like make you feel?
In my personal opinion, I feel like they're a little stupid because you're not just going to have some random kid show up to your school and shoot up a whole different school. They're going to shoot up the school they go to. So when going over exactly where every class has to go, and they can't go the other way, because if you go the other, like, you have to go down this certain hallway the shooter's going to know because they're in the school. So telling everyone if the shooter enters a building, you have to go right if you're in this class. I feel like it's more of, that's not going to happen. And it's the same thing for fire drills. Like, it happened. We had an unplanned fire drill and kids ran everywhere. Like, I don't think it's really going to work.
So you think you're giving the...
So I feel like you're giving the kid an advantage, honestly, because you're saying every classroom right here has to go right and then go this way. So I feel like it's a little... It's a little weird in my opinion, because you're kind of setting them up for success in a way, because they know exactly where you're going. But
now Taylor likes what are they, true crime?
Oh yeah,
Taylor's kind of obsessed with true crime stuff, so she's on that side of things. So she kind of enjoys studying that kind of stuff. So do you think there's a future in is it criminology? Yeah, criminology for you. You like it, right?
Yeah. I mean, I like it, and just had this discussion with Mackenzie. I don't support what serial killers do. I just think it's interesting how someone's mind can go berserk, and all of a sudden they're like, let's kill people. Like, let's do it.
This podcast just took a turn. Wow. Okay.
I just think it's interesting how someone's mind can just take that turn.
No, it is. It is. So criminology.
Yeah.
Like FBI, CIA, like, you want to go government way, or?
I mean, it could pay a lot better than like a local sheriff's office.
Well, you don't want to be like a cop necessarily.
No, I think it's more or less like I've always liked it, but more recently I've gotten into like the more psychology part of it, where it's like, how does their mind go like that? Like, how is someone labeled as like a psychopath, and that makes them want to kill and stuff like that? So I think it could be like stuff like that.
Who have you paid the most attention to, serial killer wise?
I don't really. There's a lot of them. I think Jeffrey Dahmer and Ted Bundy. I know they're basic, but they're just like the way Ted Bundy just like was like, oh, I'm a hot guy, I'm gonna kill you now. Like, it's a little weird.
Interesting. All right. Well, getting off of that topic, sports. How's school soccer? You had fun on it?
Yeah, I like school soccer because it's like ECNL is very serious, and it's more of like, this is setting you up for the future of college soccer. And obviously high school soccer is a lot different because you don't have as many kids who, they're taking it serious, but they may not have the same skill set that you do. So you see all types of different people, and it's more of just like fun and just going out and playing with your friends, whereas ECNL is more of, I'm trying to make a future out of this and I'm being serious about it. So you can goof off a little more, I'd say.
Now you got varsity as a freshman and sophomore. Mm-hmm. Pretty good teams.
Yeah.
Going into junior now, you've lost a lot of good players, you think?
Yeah.
What do you think junior year holds?
I'm pretty grateful for the 2 first years that I had, because I had great seniors that were good players, and now that we've lost them, it's definitely going to be a rebuilding season, I have a feeling. So I don't know if we're going to do as good as we've done the past 2 years, but it's still going to be a fun challenge just to see how you can take all these players who are majority juniors now and try and fix what we're missing now that we've lost all these seniors.
It's all right. As a Laker fan, I've heard rebuilding year quite often lately, so it's all right. We're okay with a rebuilding year because we know there's something on the other side eventually.
Yeah.
What do you think of overall sports at Maryville? Good?
Yeah.
Fun?
I'd say Maryville is one of the better teams out here that has like consistently good sports. So yeah, I really like going to Maryville.
Now you just went to one of the biggest sporting events for the University of Tennessee.
Oh yes.
One of the biggest sporting events just in the nation, actually.
Yeah.
In baseball and college sports and everything. You went to the final game for the regionals. Mm-hmm. How was that?
It was definitely an experience. It was fun because I went with a group of friends and it was just us. So it was kind of like, it was funny because we were a group of kids and we're surrounded by adults and they're just like looking at you. And of course, since we're teenage girls, they don't expect you to know much about baseball. So when you get all the older dudes like, oh yeah, that was a nice home run. It's like, yeah, it was, yeah. But it was fun because it was definitely like a
What were you
on your
feeling in the
edge.
eighth? Like when the eighth was over and you're like, okay, we got 3 outs left.
Okay.
To do something.
I think in the eighth we were 4-3, if I'm not wrong. Like we were losing 4-3, right? Okay, so it was honestly one of those things where it was like, this is gonna be like a stupid game. Like we're gonna lose it by 1 point. It's gonna be horrible. And then I remember vividly, it was 10 o'clock when the top of the ninth started. Mind you, the game didn't finish till 11 o'clock, so the ninth inning lasted a whole hour. It was a whole hour, but everyone was standing. It was chaotic because you get 6 runs in the top of the ninth, and then you get to the bottom of the ninth and they get bases loaded, and you're praying that nothing happens, because if they would have gotten a grand slam there, we would have been done for.
So Dad, like, I'm just at home watching on Twitter, and I know she's there, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like watching this unfold and stuff, and I'm reading tweets of like, oh, typical UT,
holding on to the end.
Yeah, like, something to bed in the very last inning, typical for championships and stuff, and then all of a sudden it like just takes a swing and the whole thing changes.
Yeah, the energy was definitely like, I've been to a UT football game, and yeah, UT's good at football, but that energy in that baseball stadium was crazy.
Well, I don't think there's anything like UT baseball right now.
No. It's crazy.
It's an incredible team, and I know they're getting a lot of slack right now because of what's his face. When he ran the bases, flipped off the outfield.
Oh, yes.
Whatever. If you're mad at that, you've never been a 21-year-old male playing a sport competitively, and know the trash talking that goes on and everything else. And
oh yeah.
So, but yeah, that was a wild game to be at.
It was really fun. I had a lot of fun going to it.
So moving on to the next couple of weeks, you have a big trip here.
Very big.
Going to Seattle?
Yeah.
I'm going with you.
ECNL playoffs.
Not cheap.
Not at all.
This whole like, hey, let's travel to Seattle. It's just, I feel like we could play some of these games somewhere else, like maybe in the middle of the U.S. and just everybody has the same.
Everyone commutes.
Like, and then it gives like Nebraska or something a chance to get a little bit of like tourism. It'd be kind of cool. But so we got to go to Seattle. We're going for like 6-7 days. It depends. You're guaranteed 3 games. You play a 4th
if you continue.
Yeah. So this is just playoffs, and then the finals will be in Virginia in July. You guys are sitting in second.
Yeah.
You guys had a terrible game against
very
Nashville.
Bad. Very, very bad
on Saturday. What was the message that went out, before the game from the girls?
It was your basic teenage girls being confident in themselves or overly confident in themselves when they shouldn't be, and saying that no matter how we did in the game, we would still be guaranteed second place. And obviously that's good as a safety net in case for some reason you just did horrible by accident. But I felt like most of the girls used it as, well, we need to save ourselves for Seattle. Like, let's just, give it
so
half
instead you
energy.
secure second place, and then you're going to play a higher ranked team,
a higher seed, which
instead of being first and getting a lower seed. And
yeah.
that comes from a parent. I guarantee you that's what got fed in, and that's just crappy parenting. Like if you're sitting there looking at stats, and you're just telling your kids, well, these are the scenarios. This is what happens. Like you're guaranteed that's bad parenting, right? I've never told you guys standings. I've never told you like anything of what could happen or scenarios. What have I always told you?
Go out there and play.
Right? That's it. The only thing that's in front of you is the one that matters. You win that game, you move on to the next one, right? Because it doesn't do you any good to sit there and go onto a field. And mind you, Nashville is in last place.
The last place team.
I think they've won 3 games. 3 of 16 games. 3 out of 16 games.
Yeah.
And you guys drew them 0-0.
As the number 1
they were
team.
sitting in first. So they dropped to second. Guarantee to get in, like they said. So we'll see what Seattle has for us. We're very, very excited to go to Seattle. Seattle is the travel destination right now.
Very popular.
Yeah, there's just so much going on,
Homeless, that's a big one.
Homeless, yeah.
Stabbings, shootings.
Yep. Needles.
all of it's
Lots
just
of good
great.
stuff. Good real world experience.
Yes.
To open up your children to. So that'll be a fun one.
It'll be quite the awakening for a lot of girls here.
I think so.
I mean, I've had it with California, but some of these Tennessee girls don't exactly get
Big city picture. Yeah.
get the environment that they're going to be experiencing.
And that's why we've always done as parents, we've always tried to expose you guys to downtown LA, going down Santee Alley, like going driving Skid Row, like showing you what's like, this is real world stuff. Taking you to Costa Rica, seeing you how Costa Rica operates. Like, you know, when I tell you, hey, you know, don't go to Costa Rica wearing Abercrombie or Nike
shirt.
or like, because your rights don't follow you. We've always tried to do our best to raise them to real world stuff and not shelter them. So it'll be I guess we're kind of used to it, but
Yeah.
it'll be a good daddy daughter adventure.
Yes.
Yay. So all right, that's it. Just wanted to have her on really quick. We'll follow up. We'll do some other ones like this. Be good to dive into a couple other ones just to get some feedback from you, but I appreciate you coming on.
Of course.
In 5 years we can do one of these with tequila. And then, we'll do that.
Make it more fun.
Make it more fun. So that is it for Tennessee Tuesdays. Give us a follow, a like, a share, give us a review, so that way it keeps boosting this up, and share this with somebody that you think might need it. We're on all the social channels under Tennessee Tuesdays, as well as TennesseeTuesdays.com. That is it from East Tennessee.
Adios.
I like that.
Spanish.